welcome to episode 6 of Rally the Creed Live. I'm Col, the team leader for the ones that came before, and I'm joined today by Arshak from AC Landmarks. Welcome, Assassin.
Hello, how's it going?
Really good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Episode 6, so you're our 5th guest because we did the first one solo, but massively grateful that you could take the time on your Sunday to join us today. So how are you? I'd love to dive into, first of all, a little bit about your role in the community, also AC Landmarks, how it got started, and just all things that you're doing in your... Well, you're in America, aren't you? So all your current projects, and let's dive into that because I'm sure everyone here knows who you are already, but let's explore that. So welcome, Arshak. Excited to jump into this one.
Thanks, man. It's a huge honor coming from you. So my name is Arshak. I've been doing this for like 5 years now. Started as AC Landmarks. Right now, I'm going into a bit of a soft rebrand to Gaming Landmarks, covering more historical facts and video games that mesh together, the history and the games together. So it's a really humbling experience, and I've been learning a lot. Of course, I joined the community ever since like the Loomer days. I was with you. You remember this?
Yeah.
But then,
of course.
After I graduated from university and COVID hit, I thought, well, I'm bored. Let me do some historical research. And what I think what the journey led up to is countless collaborations with Assassin's Creed creators. Assassin's Creed is like my favorite franchise ever. And that led to the most successful initiative that the Assassin's Creed community has ever done in the Assassin's Creed series, which is Assassin's Creed Community Relief, where we raised like $25,000, and currently, what I'm doing is, alrighty, how can I expand upon that? I'm on this chapter of my life.
That's really good. So what I would say as well with AC Landmarks, compared to some of the older communities, it sort of happened like later in like the timeline of Assassin's Creed series. Could you have set up AC Landmarks earlier, and did you consider it at the time?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, of course. So in comparison to like some of the older AC communities, AC Landmarks was around COVID time. So did you ever consider to create it earlier in its development? So maybe prior to around 2019, 2020?
I have always considered becoming part of the community in a creator kind of role. But with the university and stuff, like back in the day, I couldn't focus on doing like the deep dive historical research that I was doing, but I was always like involved in the community in a way. Like I would go to like the E3 conventions. One time, one of the community developers of like Assassin's Creed saw me over there with my Assassin's Creed shirt, and I got basically thrown into playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate's demo over there.
Cool.
I'd say that's what lit up my passion to create for Assassin's Creed. I was just not able to do it until I graduated, and circumstances hit that COVID happened and people sat at home. So I had time in my hands and I used it wisely.
That makes total sense, to be fair, especially with the time management side. And I wanted to go into like your content creation, and also you explained the historical research. How much research will go into like one of your threads? If we're talking like the birth of AC Landmarks, like the original early days, you had all this time on your hands. How much time and effort would go into creating content for the AC community?
Oh boy, a, a lot of hours.
Yeah,
more
I can
than
imagine.
more
It's a
than
super in depth.
uh
I think that's what you're known for.
yeah, so um I'd say like the research took like 3 4 hours, and then um what's what's the most complex part of the research, and like, I'm studying this to like nowadays because Twitter is always or X is always like changing up with the threads. Like the complex thing is making the threads as digestible as possible and as like as concise as possible for you to digest. And yeah, so like my words are very selective, but recently I've been thinking like, alrighty, so I go like super in depth, but the retention might not be as as high. So like I'm just gonna go more in a general term, but also give you digestible facts as well. Uh, yeah, but yeah, I'd say ordering up the threads, making it short, was the number one challenge for me because I'm
Yeah.
used to writing like research papers. So yeah.
That's really impressive. I think the key word there you've used is digestible. I think in a world of like media where everything is so like fact heavy and there's a lot of writing that can be done, people, for example, like writing papers, you have to hit like a word count. So there's a lot of like maybe in the like things you write, there can be a lot of like unnecessary stuff. So like chopping that away and getting to like the core of what you're trying to say and finding that focus in your threads is probably what I imagine you find like the essential thing to do, and like you say, you're very selective with the words as well. So I think that is a skill in itself.
It is. Yeah. Um like it developed into making things as concise as possible, but in a way like the um the con to that is like I I I didn't lose, but like it basically writing up research papers became uh a bit difficult later on because like I was so conditioned to write stuff concisely. But I have since worked on that, and like
Nice.
it's back on.
That
Uh,
makes sense because if
and
you're writing a particular way and then you have to do it another way, it's almost like now you've got the ability to do both, like the concise and then the more in depth, like around the world. You've got all this additional information where now, like your tweets, for example, are like very like to the point and matter of fact.
yeah, exactly. The main thing is make it to the point. Don't be like, you know, uh, on Twitter. On Twitter, it's like you want to have like 3 lines max uh, for the people to read. If it's more than 3 lines, then it's something like really important to like follow up on. The magic number is three to like everything. 3 points, uh, 3 lines, uh, and people will like see it.
That's really interesting because it goes back to what you said about retention as well. And then people talk these days about like the ability to read and write where you haven't got as much focus as in the past due to the obviously the emergent nature of the internet. And then even like TikTok, for example, they say you've got about a 3 second window before you've lost your interest. And I imagine that's the same for social media platforms that are written as well as video. So it's the same sort of thing where you're trying to get to the point. And that's actually a really
Yeah.
good thing to look into because obviously that's the threads, but now you've moved across into video form as well. And this is something that I
Mm-hmm.
often see on my like timelines. So obviously got good traction. And what I like about your videos, Ash, is how you'll go out and about in the world. You look like you're in like a Japanese gardens for one of them, and then it's like you're outside rather than you're just in your studio all the time. So you're like changing up. You're out in the world.
Yeah, that's part of my like I have a big goal for that. for that kind of content. By the
Yeah,
way, hi Ashley, hi Alim, and whoever else is here. I just wanted to say hi to you all. But yeah, that's like an overarching goal for me, because what I want to do with that is like one day to go to the actual locations and film there.
that's cool.
Uh, uh, and like, explain the history, like, if I'm talking about shadows, I go to Japan.
Yeah,
Thing
that's cool.
if I'm talking about Black Flag, imagine me being in the Caribbean. But it
I like
starts
it.
small. Yeah, it starts small. Like, you have to go to something that resembles it. And I thought, okay, Shadows is like the main game right now. Where can I go that has that Japanese kind of vibe? Um, Descanso Gardens, alrighty. What can I shoot there? What are the angles of my shooting? And all credit goes to my videographer. Like, he's he's the one telling me like, hey, this makes a good shot and stuff like that. Like, so we both directed, and I just love that collaboration. The thing is, in Los Angeles, there aren't many assassins that are videographers and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
um,
quite a niche thing.
I yeah, I have to basically like work uh e- either alone to do it, or have like, one of my friends come and shoot me. Now, with those kinds of videos, they take a lot of production time to do. So it's not always going to be like that, but like, whenever I have the chance to do it, I'm going to do it. But yeah, mainly what I what I want to do with videos right now is make them in studio, and also have like opinion pieces, or like quick news, like yesterday Assassin's Creed Mirage's DLC came up, and I
We'll be talking about that
just
soon.
went on yeah, I just went on TikTok. I talked about it, and it got way more retention than what I'm doing with like the live action stuff, like where I go and shoot outside. It got way more retention than that, and I'm like, huh. I've been thinking about this more like complexly, but again,
TikTok's like that, isn't it? You can overthink it
yeah,
on this platform.
yeah. But again, I'm not just overthinking it. It's more like I'm doing it for my own experience. Like, I can put that in my portfolio and be like, I've been exposed to these kind of stuff. I can do this work.
Mhm.
Um, like, it's getting an experience from it. So like, uh yes, it takes time, it takes dedication to like edit the those kind of videos. um but I find it rewarding. But I do understand that at the end of the day, I need to mix those types of content with uh quick retention kind of content, like the ones that I did yesterday, um that clicked with people. Yeah, you're
Find the
creating for the
balance.
community. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're creating for the community here. But you gotta add your personality in there as well.
very good. And going on to the structure of AC Landmarks. So, when you said about your
Mm.
videographer, is he part of the AC Landmarks brand, or is this someone who maybe you pay to help? Like, how does it work in terms of structure?
So like it's like a freelance.
Nice.
He's not part of the AC Landmarks uh like community in a way. He's just my videographer friend that,
Very good.
like, I'd like to support, and like, he found it in his time to like help me. But I I also like to, like, reward them for their time as well. Like, I don't want to do work for free. um uh but there are there are people in my there are assassins in my team where uh, they gain experience through basically working uh, with the AC Landmarks brand. Basically, they get perks of like, whenever the game comes, I give them a code
Of course, yeah.
um, for it. Kind of like what your structure works like as well. Like, um, yeah. If this brand was like uh, ever to get monetized or something like that, and uh, I would make money where I could support them, I would.
That's
But at
good.
the end of the day, they want to feel like they're contributing to the Assassin's Creed community, and I want to help them contribute to the Assassin's Creed community in a way where developers see their works, and it's not just something that's put there that might be seen by developers. You know?
Very good. And less of more of like a financial aspect. I was wondering more like how many people are like involved in the AC Landmarks brand? What's the structure? Because like I'm sort of looking at it like obviously I've got my own structure here, but we've now expanded to like we've got 28 members, so it's like wow, like we're like this huge team, and like from what you've been
Yeah.
saying, obviously you have a little bit of help, but like how much help do you get? Like because I imagine you're like the social media manager. You're the person who creates the content, the videos. Like you're like a one man band. Like you're doing all these things, which is a bit like how I started out. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in like how the structure's operating today, and if you've got any goals for expansion.
Yeah. Well, the structure right now is basically, in a technical sense, I am a one man band. Uh, but sometimes I'd like to enlist the help of like my team. Like like it's a network that I have on Discord that like I'm like, hey, like, uh, I want to do this content. Can you draw up something?
Very good.
For like Victorian, Vic underscore Torian on like Instagram, and he would draw up something for me to use, or like the graphic design thing. Biodanks helps with that a lot. I think she's way better than me in graphic design. So like she helped me rebrand uh gaming AC landmarks to gaming landmarks. So you need pe people like that. I also have Joseph on the team that does like the historical research sometimes.
Very good.
When I don't want to particularly do the historical research of something, and I encourage him to like basically do the work himself. Like,
Yeah.
uh, I don't want to be like micromanaging them. So, like, it's kind of just like whatever you do it, send it to me. If I have any comments, I'll let you know. Basically.
Very good. Well, it's good that you've got
Uh,
them people around you that you can depend on, and also give like tasks to, and yeah, you've got like more of a network because it does sound like you could be at risk of burnout if you do too much. Because this is what one thing I found where I was doing like everything, and I really had to expand the team and just really split it, especially with like having children as well. I mean, you can probably hear my 2 year old next door. Sorry about this, guys, but yeah, like obviously
no
having
worries.
kids as well, like it really like makes it difficult for like content creation. And James is here in the chat tonight. He's one of my video content creation team members, and yeah, like obviously expanded to like a huge level. But yeah, that sort of brings me on to I want to talk about like where AC Landmarks has taken you. Obviously, we talk about where it could go in terms of like going to the actual settings for Assassin's Creed games and creating content there. But what are like your best moments, and where has the brand taken you so far?
Where has the brand taken me so far? So, um, well, So since I'm like a one one man one man band, the brand has taken me it, like into like a lot of places. Like I've been able to travel to locations. Thing I went to Quebec City recently, which was really awesome. Like back in January, that was definitely like a uh, that was definitely uh, pun intended a landmark moment for
Like
me
it?
because like uh, I could have never imagined to like travel around the world doing this, but yeah, it was definitely like a goal that I had in mind though, uh, and like as I said, like um, I had the opportunity to start an initiative that was like a GoFundMe project, but then like I'm like, why not reach out to Ubisoft and see if they want to put in support on this, and that GoFundMe project changed into a whole Tiltify project that like became a Assassin's Creed community relief that they were able to like brand themselves as. Or originally it was gonna be called Assassins in Relief. Um, yeah, so that that was big, and like it's great right now that AC Landmarks can be one of the big uh, community pages that can be counted on for like feedback um, for the Assassin's Creed brand, which is like I find that a very humbling position to be in, and a position that like I need to be responsible for, uh, and like not basically treat it with respect and go in there with the communities, um, like basically representing the community. I was able to represent the community in Ubisoft's conference, which is Ubisoft Forward. Like I, I was able to talk to Yves Guillemot about where the franchise is headed, and he was like getting the opinions, and a lot of the stuff that we were talking about. We're seeing the fruits of that labor right now when Assassin's Creed is being so focused on the assassin versus Templar con- conflict, with like Assassin's Creed Shadows having Templars in it. Like you know
Definitely.
there is that. Um, so it in a way, like I don't know if I am or, or I'm not, but I know the fact that Assassin's Creed counts on pages like AC Landmarks and I think the ones who came before to be those beacons.
That's really great that you've managed to take it to that level where Ubisoft can come to you and ask for feedback, also bring you to places for opportunities to maybe play test or to have these discussions early and like be a voice of the community. And going back to what you said before about the fundraising, that's even more important in my opinion because that's making like a real world change from an online community and it's making like real world differences. It's similar to what we do with the Assassins in Need initiative, but obviously on a larger scale. And what was the number you said was raised, Ash? Because that was super impressive what you said before.
Yeah, like 25,000 and some dollars,
It's
which
incredible.
5,000 of that was like given to Tiltify because like they were the hosts of the channel, the hosts of the fundraiser, and then 10,000 and 10,000 was split evenly between Syria and Turkey,
That's really cool.
to help them with the earthquake that happened in like February 2023. Yeah, ever since then, I've been thinking about, okay, what's the next big thing
Yeah.
that I can do, in this like community, yeah, and like uh initiatives that are set by you also, like recently you did a fundraiser about like cancer. Was it
Yeah.
like lymphoma or something?
Yeah, it was blood cancer and the different types of it. So there's various
Yeah.
different types of it, and we supported two charities. And blood cancer, obviously, the link being like DNA, and Assassin's Creed, obviously using blood to access the memories of our ancestors. But each year we sort of look for a link to the Assassin's Creed series and sort of make like a real world impact. So we've had like we did like the like heart attack British Heart Foundation. This was Ezio having the heart attack on the bench. We've done cleaning up the oceans before, which the idea was that if Black Flag was made today, it'd be full of like pollution and bottles everywhere you'd be sailing past. We've done eagles and eagle charities, and each year we just sort of like think like how can we get creative with this and do it in like I wouldn't say fun way, because obviously like it's a real like they're obviously like very serious causes, but we sort of put like our own like Assassin's Creed spin on it and then raise money for that cause. And yeah, I'm very proud of how they're doing. And we generally raise about £1,000 a year, which is I want to guess about $800. That'd be about right, something like that.
Yeah,
So
around
pretty good.
there. I'm not really good in like currency exchanges.
Yeah,
Um
it changes.
but but yeah, like it's super inspiring the work that you do, like on that, like it would be good to
Thank you.
uh team up on like another initiative like next year with you, surely.
Absolutely.
Thing, I don't know, we'll make it about oceans again.
Yeah,
Team Water.
yeah.
Go with Mr. Beast. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Uh, n- no, but like seriously, I mean, the community relief was like joined by you guys as well. So, that was a big help by itself. And it was something I'm really proud of, that uh, basically, let's talk Assassin's Creed. Like James, the co-host of Let's Talk Assassin's Creed, and I, like, we project managed that and brought the community together to do that. Like, yeah, it's always nice when that happens, when the Assassin's Creed community is filled with like um some, most times, positive vibes,
Yeah,
but you got the negative people in there too. And
of course.
it's good to be positive in this community, because you need that positivity. Like, we've got no room for like people being negative in this uh like atmosphere. Yeah,
Definitely. And with the like the charity and the fundraising events, it shows like the best of what the community can be and the impact it can have online. And even just like making a real world difference to a charity or people's lives, like it really does show like the impact and just like the scope of the community. And it really is like people around the world. I mean, like we're talking today, you're in America, I'm in the UK. I've got members of my team all around the world, but like for example, like the entire community, it's everywhere, it's all around us, and it makes it feel more tangible and real when we're all like focused and like strengthened and like we're all aiming for the same goal. If that makes sense.
that's true. Yeah, and what's what's cool about that is like I was able to think I, I had the opportunity to get spotlighted by like Assassin's Creed recently on like an article, and I talk
Yeah, I
about
read
this over
this. Very
there.
good.
But like, yeah, but like, um through this experience, like, you also meet people from different countries that whenever you visit their country, you can visit them, and it's like, you know, you you have a friend in a different country, and it's very like normal to like meet up and say say hello. It's like old friends meeting up for the first time, which is pretty cool. And something I'm excited to do, uh, like a thing soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you know.
And
Yeah,
I
but
wanted to talk a bit more about
but
like the future of
oh,
your
sorry.
brand, because we sort of mentioned it at the start. It's like you've now branched into a soft reboot of your brand, AC Landmarks, and it's now becoming Gaming Landmarks as well, which is like a spin off of the brand. I'd like to talk more about that.
Yeah, it's a spin-off, a soft expansion, those business terms.
Yeah.
A thing. Uh, yeah. So anything. I mean, with this rebrand, I wanted to make sure that um, whatever I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be doing content for Assassin's Creed still, but just with more games, more of a room to, to breathe, in terms of thinking about content and how creatively I can do it. Uh, Recently, I stumbled upon a channel thing. The channel's name is Sophie Quests, which is pretty awesome. Like, she
So
takes
what?
history and video games and does content with them. And I'm like, oh my god, like I did the same thing as you. We should be friends. Uh, and recently, like we like followed each other, and I like that kind of I like that kind of content creation, and I just wanted to expand to more than Assassin's Creed. So Gaming Landmarks is going to be basically uh, Assassin's Assassin's Creed plus more. But the way I thought of it of was like AC Landmarks is going to live on X or Twitter, um, whereas the Gaming Landmarks brand is going to be basically whatever is video content. So
That makes
Instagram,
sense. That's a nice split.
yeah. So like Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and I want to focus it on those three things on those three channels. Uh, Gaming Landmarks also has an X channel as well. With that, I'm trying to build that up from like 0 followers, but with Instagram and TikTok, I already have some followers, so I'm building up from something already. Building up from 0 followers is difficult, but it's doable. And making threads for that channel, like it's showing uh, not a lot of promise, but then again,
These
when I
things take
started,
time.
it takes a lot of time to make threads about that. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe just do videos, and just comment on whatever is going on in the gaming industry. Basically, let's say Ghost of Yote has something, right? I'm not going to comment from the AC Landmarks Twitter channel what Ghost of Yote is doing. I'm going to comment from the Gaming Landmarks channel.
Makes sense.
And then, yeah, if it's like something Assassin's Creed related, I'm going to comment from the AC Landmarks channel because that's where my community lives. But yeah, uh, the point is, again, it goes back to the number three. You gotta have three things you're focusing on the most. And for me right now, that's like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for Gaming Landmarks. Um, wh- Whereas X is just a given that AC Landmarks is going to be focused on that. So yeah,
Because that's your biggest platform.
it is a thing. Like, thankfully, Joe Raptor, I think gave me wise advice on this. Like, it always goes back to AC Landmarks. That's the homepage. That's like the big channel. Um, but what I have to do eventually, the goal is gaming landmarks would would be the home channel when it grows up. Um, but uh, right now, like AC Landmarks is, but it's okay if gaming landmarks becomes the home channel eventually. It
Of
goes
course.
towards its success as a brand, and gaming landmarks already covers Assassin's Creed stuff, so it will just be a natural transition.
Very good. I wish you the best of luck with it because it is ambitious having the two separate projects. And then I think as well, you're a social media manager for work as well. Is that right?
Uh, so not for work. No, I do like video game capture and thing editing of like videos and stuff
Very good.
for
Well,
work.
it
So
seems to me that all three sort of line up, like go hand in hand naturally, if that makes sense. Like
y-
one
yeah,
skill you learn in one, for example, could benefit the other, and they all like tie together quite nicely.
that's what that's what I'm intending on doing. Basically, working it on uh all together to have like one specific goal and not like scattered goals. I mean, for the longest time, it's like my my dream job would be to create content for like Assassin's Creed,
Of course.
basically. Like you know, work at like Ubisoft, um, being like an editor and stuff like that. But I have to learn
That's
that
cool.
skill. I have to basically be in a paying job in order to work up to that. But what this channel has created is like opportunities for me to network a lot. That right now it's like okay, like I can edit for like other video game brands as well, uh, too, and kind of expand on what I'm doing. I was very like tunnel visioned before, but now I'm more like, okay, what's really possible uh, with the stuff that I'm doing. Uh, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm developing my skills uh, professionally while I work on this channel at my own time. Yeah, and just developing
Very good.
systems for me to basically deliver content on time.
Very good. Well, it sounds like everything's in place for it to be a success. It's just consistency as well at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
And just
yeah,
keeping the
that's the
two.
hard part.
Yeah, definitely. And like one thing I wondered about maybe you could do, you don't have to, but it was just an idea I had. If I'd done it, I maybe would do AC Landmarks content, in terms of like a content schedule, maybe AC Landmarks would post like historical threads on a Monday, and then the gaming landmarks would post like gaming threads maybe later in the week, and then you could like intertwine rather than like, for example, AC Landmarks puts a big tweet series out, and then a minute later the gaming landmarks puts a tweet series out about something different. So it's just about finding like balance, and I think you're gonna have like a period maybe of trial and error and seeing what works. And even in terms of like the structure, like obviously you said before about the people who are assisting you with the Assassin's Creed side of things and AC Landmarks, it might be you build a secondary network for gaming landmarks and people who've got more experience in other games and other brands, maybe like GTA or whatever is on the horizon in the gaming community. You may have like a secondary network, but yeah, it's just going to be about finding your feet and remaining consistent with it. But like I say, I wish you the best of luck with it, and I'm sure you'll find success because from everything I've seen with AC Landmarks, you've had huge success in like a short amount of time. So if anyone can do it, it's you.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely about finding a balance, and I'm in this trial period of like gaming landmarks as well. I want to devote as much time to it as like possible to grow it grow it out, because I can always go back to making I can always do tweets about AC landmarks and get and get followers and stuff like that, but that doesn't really fulfill me inside. What fulfills me is like doing the edits, that when a moment in the edit works, dude, it's such an adrenaline rush, that like it makes the work worthwhile. Yeah, and when I get opportunities, I want to live up to what I what they're having me do, and deliver more, on, on the promise.
Very good. Well, I'm liking the ambition, and I think, like I say, you'll get to that point where you've got the two going hand in hand together. They complement each other, and it'll work nicely. So I want to go on to something that you've been covering all day and yesterday, and that is the Assassin's Creed Mirage news, which sort of came out of nowhere. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Ah, yeah, the Assassin's Creed Mirage news. Yeah, so yesterday, yeah, yesterday I woke up to your like Discord message to me about like what we're gonna cover, and then I see like AC Mirage new announcement. I'm like, what AC Mirage new announcement? I go on Twitter and Twitter's like exploding, and I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
gotta make content like right now. And then work calls me in. I'm like, freaking work calling me in right now.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, so I had to make the content as like fast as possible. And when you're making content as fast as possible, you just use the TikTok interface, and I learned a lot
Mm.
from that. But yeah, basically, AC Mirage is getting a DLC uh in a village called, or a town. Is it a village or town? Anyway, it's called Alula.
Alula.
And Alula is this rich soil with agriculture, because it has water coming into it and irrigation happening, uh, that leads to a lot of like trade happening as well, in this section of of the town. And it's a great trading hub as well. And Bassam is in the middle of all of that. Yeah, it's been a lot of research that I've been doing. Are you excited about it?
Mate, I am very excited about it. And the crazy thing is, about 3 weeks ago, I had Calvin Whiteway from my team on the channel, and I was discussing me finally completing Assassin's Creed Mirage because I'd left it that long. And it purely was because I was enjoying it so much. I never wanted it to end. And like some people don't really
Mhm.
understand this, but I was having such a great time with Mirage. It was always there for me to jump back to and play. And I decided once, obviously, I'd written my review, and it was very much like completed. Rather than like spoilers and stuff, it was all about like the parkour aspects, all the stealth mechanics and stuff like that. It was all focused on the different pillars of Assassin's Creed. And I decided 3 weeks ago to finally go back and complete the game because I'd gone through like a YouTube tutorial in the end. I'd pretty much had it spoiled. I mean, this is the thing as a social media manager, you're guaranteed to see
Mhm.
spoilers. And even like reading like the pack they send over before you even write a review, all the spoilers are there so you know what's going on. But yeah, like, I played Mirage for myself for the first time, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great game. The music was excellent, the atmosphere. I really enjoyed everything about it. Like, I gave it such a high score as well. So for me, this was like a huge announcement that really came out of nowhere. Like, I mean, yesterday, Saturday, it was 10 a.m. here in the UK. I woke up and my social media team were already covering it. And that's the beauty of my social media manager is actually based in India, of having like team members all around the world. So like when I'm asleep, for example, the other guys can cover things. And yeah, I woke up and it was like the hot topic was Assassin's Creed Mirage is getting a new DLC. And the thing is, not a lot's known about it. But like you say, it's set in Alula, and this is a historical city or like village, like you say. But there's nothing left of it today, from what I've seen, or very little. There's like rocks and some other bits. So it's interesting because it's like the round city where they've had to go off like historical records to recreate it. And is this like
Yeah.
a place you're interested in visiting in the game, or would you have liked to have had more Baghdad content?
Honestly, um, I think the Baghdad content was like enough, as it is. Like, they visited the round city of Baghdad. Uh, that was great. I would have liked for the game to go to, like, more towns like Basra and stuff like that, um, around it. But at the end of the day, money talks. And so, and this is Saudi, um, Arabia money, the
I'm glad you brought
UAE.
this up because this is something I really wanted to dive into.
Yeah, and honestly, like, after doing the research, I'm like, man, like, this is an Assassin's Creed uh setting in a way. Like that. By the way, there's some like footage circulating around where, like, the hidden one posted about this um thing about Old Town, Alula, in a way, uh, and there's like this video go, going about like Old Town and how it is uh, over there. But what I learned is that Old Town place is a 12th century
Oh, I
foundation.
see. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
um, and Basim's life is in the ninth century.
Hmm.
So, what you have is a richer environment, because of the water irrigation happening in Alula. So you have, bustling towns, you have big gates, mosques to go to. And yeah, I feel like it's gonna have that grandeur of uh the base game of like the round city of Baghdad, but it's gonna be very like condensed in like a sort of DLC kind of way where you you get uh what you want. I was about to say, like, you get what you're paying for, but you're not paying for it.
That's it. The best thing is
Um,
it's free, isn't it?
yeah, it's free.
Even
It's
better.
free, and that's because you have the nice people in like UAE paying for it.
And I
Yeah,
wanted to go
money
into that
always has to
more.
come from somewhere.
Of
Huh?
course. And how do you feel about this? Because I've never heard of a country basically giving I'm assuming like a lump sum of money to another company to create like a product for tourism. And like, how do you feel about it? It's probably the first Assassin's Creed like creation to come about because of like a financial gain. Like, how does that make you feel? And
Yeah,
what does it say about the future of the series? Because this is something I've never really considered before until I read it yesterday for the first time.
yeah, yeah. Like the first crossover series of like Cassandra and Eivor, like, Corfu. Greece didn't fund that project thing, whereas the UAE is doing it for this. Um, I find it honestly like a smart strategy. As long as like the country paying for it doesn't control the narrative of the
I'm
story.
fully agree with you on this. This was my worry. Will all Assassin's Creed projects going forward now just wait for the highest bidder and then control like the narrative to sort of go to historical monuments and places they want to show off? And that is my worry. I think you have to give like the writers and the creators all the control. So it's such a strange situation where we've never really been into before. I'm glad we're discussing it openly. We're probably the first to air these thoughts, but like obviously Assassin's Creed, like the games recently have sort of been going through like people's tick lists of what games you'd like to see, and obviously like highly anticipated time periods. And now, like in my head, I was like, right, will Assassin's Creed just like stop for a moment and just wait for a bid to come in from a country before they create a project? Like it's such a strange thing, but hopefully not, of course. But like
I
that's the
don't think
sort of
so.
ideas that were floating in my head recently regarding this. But yeah, like you say, as long as the narrative isn't controlled, but it is going to a place we might not have seen in Assassin's Creed had they not provided the, I'm assuming, financial incentive. And it might not just be Assassin's Creed because they said they're working on numerous collaborations together. So it is interesting, and it does make you wonder, like, will certain places be shown in the game just because the tourism department of Saudi Arabia want them to be on display? So it's things to think about, isn't it?
It it is things to think about, and I would say to that it's like um Assassin's Creed. Whenever an Assassin's Creed project gets developed, developers have to like agree that hey, we're making a game about this, and we're passionate about making a game about this setting, and that I I don't believe that's going to be uh, basically what do you call it, like interrupted by
Mm-hmm.
big countries like this coming in to Ubisoft and being like, hey, make me a game about what's another rich country right now. um, Make me a game about United States in the Civil War.
Yeah.
Like uh, they can,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'd say is if Assassin's Creed is going to, America in the Civil War, then the DLC can take place somewhere in that section that the country is paying for. So
Yeah.
they can't pay for like the base game, but they can pay for like the DLC of the game to take place over there, to not mess with like the creative liberties that developers take to make these. Because at the end of the day, you want developers to be passionate about the game that they're making and not have to make it just because big country paid for it.
I fully agree with this, and I think we've covered that really well. And I guess some of the worries that I had as well, just because, like, of course, we want the community to feel like a genuine product is being created with the community in mind, rather than like large investment. And yeah, the other thing I saw floating around Twitter today, or X, is that this could potentially be set before Basim got the rank of Master Assassin. So it could be like sequences of the game that not like cut, but could act like the time span between him going up the ranks, because there are quite a few time jumps in Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Right, yeah. Imagine if it's just a Rift project. No, no, I'm just kidding. I think I think it's what I think is it's gonna be a project that's set before he becomes Loki.
Okay.
Um, but like See, the thing is, he is looking at that brooch, ceramic thing, right?
Hmm.
Would Loki care about that ceramic thing?
It's a very good point. It's a relic of his father's, I believe.
Yeah, it's Basim's father's relic, not 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 Loki's. And in the end of Assassin's Creed Mirage, Basim, exemplifies Loki, in a way. And I think this takes place like before those events because, like, um, Basim has heart. Uh, Loki is selfish,
Yeah.
in a way. So whatever the story is about, it's gonna be about like Basim's dad. I'm I'm like almost confident that um the other guy that we see in the promotional picture over there is like Basim's dad
Oh, that's
leading him
cool. It could be.
um to that place. But then again, that's a promotional art. I don't know. But it's cool that we see like camels as well, in the distance, showing that trade is happening. Like, it's
That's a
it's a
good point.
bunch of camels going going somewhere. So it's a trading hub.
And someone noticed that
Like,
Basim's eagle in Kidu is in the sky, and obviously at the end of Assassin's Creed Mirage, the bird rejects Basim and he gets the scar, and that's when he's fully embraced Loki.
yeah. Plus, I think dude, like, with the whole kind of rebranding of the modern day, if you continue Basim's story, then that will retcon stuff um
Yeah, it
that
could get very
that are
complicated
happening
pretty
in the
quick.
modern day. Yeah, it's going to be very complicated, and this is a project that's funded by um by a country, so, like, you can't say no to it, but at the same time, you gotta have Basim in some sort of a setting. So you might see Roshan back too.
I'd love
Uh,
that.
like, it would be pretty cool if Shohreh Agdashlu, came back for some lines as well to add context to why she left. Uh, like, at the end. I mean, we pretty much know why she left, but you know, you can always contextualize more. Basically, oh, there we go. You have a TikTok hat.
Thanks, Emily. Happy
Uh,
birthday.
oh,
Hope you've had a
oh,
nice
happy
day.
birthday! Happy birthday, Em. Yeah,
But yeah, no,
that's
I
cool.
fully agree with that. And then the other thing is with Assassin's Creed Mirage, they could also tie in like the loose threads with the whole, he's seeing like the female version of Loki throughout the game. They could maybe tie that up a bit better because for some people that it wasn't fully explained to some people. I guess because it's a shorter game, like that Loki is the same as what we see in Valhalla because you never actually see that version of Loki in Mirage, if that makes sense. So they could sort of tie together the plot and make it a bit more. It's almost like shape. Like obviously Loki is a shapeshifter, but it's almost like the shape shifting's not really seen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's in the mind.
Nihal, yeah, it's all in the mind, and then you also you have the Jinn as well. So it is all like a psychological shape shift rather than like a physical one. So for some people with the time jumps as well, and obviously he realizes that Nihal is Loki, but I don't know if it was maybe worded in a way that it wasn't super obvious for some people because I know when I was discussing it in previous episodes, some people were like, "Oh, I didn't really get that." So maybe it could be like the shortness of the game where they could maybe they could go into that in a bit more depth and show sort of the relationship he had with Nihal and what losing that sort of structure and friendship did to him. But obviously it depends when it is set. We think it's before the Master Assassin rank. So it'll be like jumping back in his memories. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's I'd say, I mean, Bassam also has a different outfit as well.
Yeah,
That was
almost
shown.
almost like a Ezio travel outfit. You know, when he was on his way to Masyaf in Revelations, it's got that sort
Yeah,
of like
and if
brown tone to it.
yeah, and if you realize in that picture of his, he's also holding on to that brooch of his again.
Okay,
Which which like again like it adds the fact that it has to do with the brooch. In a way. But see, like I heard I heard thing Lee thing
Marge down.
yeah, the voice actor behind voice and performance, I think, behind Bassam, like in one of the TikToks that Assassin's Creed had made, he talked about Bassam making that brooch out of the ceramic of his father's house.
That's
Um,
interesting.
so why would a ceramic of his father's house guide him back, guide him to Alula? Um, we don't know, but like maybe that's like symbolic of like maybe Alula was where his dad was like born. I don't know if that's
Maybe.
like a lore thing. Where his dad was born. All we know about his dad is that he was exiled and um he was the architect of the Great Mosque of Samarra, and somebody else took the uh credit for that,
And it
right?
is interesting because that sort of led to his father becoming like shamed.
Yeah. And then like exiled basically. Um, but
And basically put him into poverty, the entire family into poverty, because he would have made like a great amount of money if he'd had the recognition he deserved for his achievements.
maybe this is Bassam's redemption arc for his father's credit. Um, like we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see
there's a lot they can do
what
with it.
happens with that. Yeah, I'm more excited to explore those big monuments of Alula.
Yeah,
Those burial places. I like research. Oh, hello, Potato Head. Um,
that's
yeah. So I I researched that those burial they're burial sites. And they can like one of the places has housed like 80 people um in there. So like think of them as like pyramids but mountain shapes of like pyramids, which is quite interesting. I'm still doing more research on it, but uh
cool.
there are also inscriptions in there like in like a particular iconographies that can lead up to some Isu stuff. Um, we'll see about that, but yeah, like I mean, honestly, with like shadows as well, like the Isu don't play anything up in shadows, and I am wondering, is Claws of Awaji gonna have some Isu stuff, or is it gonna be again more grounded? Um, yeah.
Of
Do you want to
course,
talk about
that's
Claws
what
of
we're
Awaji or no?
huge fans of. The ones that came before, we love all the Isu lore and obviously the precursor race. Anything to do with that, we're huge fans of. That's what we advocate for. Even in our discussions with Ubisoft, we want more of that. So it'd be really cool to see
Yeah,
some of that. Like you mentioned before, maybe like an Isu temple. We'll have to pull up like a map of known precursor sites and see if any of them coordinate, because a lot of them run along ley lines, which are like energy sources underneath the earth. It'd be interesting to see if any of them line up with Saudi Arabia and like in particular that area. But it'd be cool if they
yeah,
did, like you said, like the tombs with the encryptions and stuff, and maybe somehow tie in. It could be the pendant is a piece of Eden, or I do like the idea that it's like guiding him back to his father's home, and I wonder if you can sort of learn a bit more about that along the way. And what sort of release are we talking about? Because they're saying later in the year. Are we talking Christmas time or before that? Are there any other big games coming out this year? Wouldn't want to clash with. What do you think, Ash?
Uh, I'd say the release time would be like, uh, um, if I was Ubisoft and Claws of Awaji was gonna come out on like September 15th,
Mhm.
um, I would give it at least two 2 to 3 months after that.
I'm thinking,
Um,
yeah,
so like sometime in like November, I would say
yeah,
is a good
November would be
time
good.
to like release it. Um, Especially around like Thanksgiving time, uh, which which would see a lot of people in their houses and stuff like that, and it's not like something you can buy. It's it it already comes in as included,
Mhm.
um, or it might be at Christmas time, like sit and play this free free update that we did to the game where we give you a whole game to play. Yeah, and then next year, um, early next year, or probably around like Ubisoft forwards, like June or something like that, right? They shadow drop Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Um, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
the remake.
yeah, the remakes, the remake, and like say, oh, it's available right now. Kind of Oblivion style it.
Yeah, I'm playing that
And
currently.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so
But that ties in
there,
nicely to what I wanted to end with, really,
yeah,
and it's things to look forward to from Assassin's Creed in 2025 and going forward. So we briefly mentioned the Shadows DLC. We know a little bit about this. We've had a teaser trailer, and we know a little bit about this, and it's going to take us to a new location not seen in the main game, and also it's going to be sort of bringing together once again Nawe and Yasuke on a different journey this time and a darker tone overall in the expansion.
finding mommy. Assassin's
Essentially.
Creed Shadows, finding mommy. uh,
Someone's going to clip that.
yeah, exactly, right?
Amazing.
Uh, um, but I mean, we do get a glimpse of I think Tsuyo's now his mother's voice, which is
Okay.
pretty like I'd say she's pretty like in her 50s or something, right? Like that voice was a voice of white a wise woman, in a way, probably like a Roshan kind of figure,
Yeah.
uh,
And a real assassin as well,
in
right? Not
in
not
a
like the
way.
offshoot branch, like a real assassin.
Oh yeah, like a real assassin, more than Nagato what was.
Mhm.
Though Nagato was a pretty cool assassin, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, it's I wanted to have a satisfying end. I was not a fan of what they did with the ending of Shadows. Honestly, like leaving us on a cliffhanger. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, come on, like
Leaves the door open.
you built up the mother so much, and now we have to wait like so many months in order to um have a glimpse of like the mother's face. They could have shown the mother's face
Yeah.
in in a in a way, but yeah, like right now it's in this place where I'm excited about the game mechanics that they're gonna introduce in the game, with like you being careful, where you step, um,
That's cool.
and and stuff. But yeah, like I'm more interested in like seeing what's in the boxes. Like
Yeah, for sure. Get a payoff.
the yeah, the game is like, oh, I mean, okay, we know what's in the boxes. We know
Hmm.
what's in the boxes. They're like the Japanese um basically, I forgot what they're called, but it's like
Is it like shard pieces or something?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
as part of like a
yeah,
scepter or something.
yeah, it's like this benevolence and strength and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um and their symbolizations of that. But like, what do they do? Are
Right.
they Isu? Um, are are they Isu stuff? Can we actually use their power um to do something in the game, or is it still more like shadows? Sticking to the shadows, assassinating people, or going berserk with like Yasuke. Um, yeah, like man, I miss the Isu stuff that we can do in this game, like
Yeah,
in this franchise, and I didn't get that fulfillment in like Shadow. So I really hope Awaji is a worthy successor to that, because right now Awaji is um it's in the minds of people, but AC Mirage's DLC is dominating the chat right now.
it really is, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, but then again, you have a healthy amount of time to jump into Claws of Awaji, um, and AC Mirage's DLC, um, because I'm sure Ubisoft is not going to be like splitting their their player fan base between the two games. You know,
Of
you want
course.
you want to have as much eyes as possible on one game, and then later on, uh, have the eyes on another game, and that doesn't burn out their developers and their creators
Before
as
we,
well.
of course, before we mentioned potential Black Flag remake in development, and obviously in the last week we've had Gamescom 2025. So for many, they were expecting this product to be revealed for the first time, and a lot of people were up late at night watching, different time zones around the world, and they were expecting some kind of Assassin's Creed news, whether it be the Shadows DLC. Obviously, now we know about the Mirage DLC. That would have been a good opportunity to showcase that. And then, most importantly, the Black Flag remake. A lot of people would have liked to have seen something from Gamescom. And then we've watched Gamescom, and there was nothing from Ubisoft at all in terms of like revealing trailers or anything, even though they have a presence at the game. So, at the game convention, did you watch any of Gamescom?
I did watch some of the Gamescom, and I I was pretty sure Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was not going to be in there.
Okay.
Um, like like, uh, it's just it made sense. You don't want to reveal this big news. Yes, it's a big gaming event, right? But you don't want to reveal this big news at an event you don't have control over. Ubisoft Forward would be a much better
Yeah.
uh, time to reveal this big game, and I think why AC Mirage was revealed in the way that it was revealed was that they needed to work in some kind of promotion during the Gamescom period, and they chose to just tease it out during this time. Uh, yeah, like it it makes sense what they did. What what they did. What yeah, it makes sense what they did. And like why they did it, and I guess only time will tell if this strategy is great. But I love the unexpected surprise of, instead of getting Black Flag, we got Mirage,
Yeah.
because we were all expecting Black Flag, right? But then they pulled the rug from under us, and it was it was a welcome surprise.
So that covers things to
Yeah.
look forward to in 2025 and beyond in terms of like official Assassin's Creed products. So there's the Shadows DLC coming out, there's the Mirage DLC coming out, potential talk of a Black Flag remake next year, and then obviously Hexe later down the line. But I wanted to go into sort of like community content and Assassin's Creed projects that we're currently working on, if you're happy to reveal, because I know I've got a few like annual things that we like to do at the ones that came before. So I'll just go through them quickly just to give people a bit of an idea of what we're up to behind the scenes. So earlier in the show, you mentioned your spotlight interview with Ubisoft. So I have
Right.
a part two version of mine coming out September, I believe it is. So I did part
Ooh.
one just before my little boy was born. So that was 2.5 years ago. There is a part two coming, which will go into a bit more depth about the structure. So since my last one, I've recruited 26 new members to the team. So it's sort of going into a
How do
bit
you
more.
do it, man?
It's crazy. It's 28 of us total. It's going to go into like
Wow.
why we expanded to this huge level, sort of our weaknesses currently in the team, what we're looking to improve on. So right now we're trying to get more writers for the Assassin's Creed website we run, the Once Again Before's website. And that also as well, anyone who's donated any gifts tonight, your funding goes towards maintaining the hosting fees for the website. So massive thank you guys. So yeah, that's one thing we're going to be prioritizing, looking for writers. And you can read more about this when the interview drops. Every year we do a pumpkin carving competition for Halloween. Looking forward to the autumnal season. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also Christmas a bit later on in the year, but not that far away really now. 12 Days of Creedmas, which is good fun. We do it once again before. We tend to team up with community artists and community shops, and then also businesses as well relating to Assassin's Creed. So for example, we've done like Secret Lab in the past, and we normally do like giveaways for our community members around the world, and then we normally do like fundraising as well for those less fortunate, so maybe like children who aren't receiving gifts on Christmas Day, and we do that. It's the Creed coming together. So 12 Days of Christmas campaign, that'll be a ton of fun. Another thing we have is we're going to try and get more guests on the podcast. So maybe even those involved with the development of Assassin's Creed, maybe some voice actors, see how far we can take it. It's becoming more consistent, and like I say, we're not too serious. We have a lot of fun here, and we've had some great guests so far. Really happy with the direction it's going. So maintaining consistency. So AC landmarks, we've already discussed some of the plans as well, like consistency and getting gaming landmarks off the ground. But is there anything in particular fans can look forward to on your end, Ash?
Honestly, I'm working on a system where I want to have more community interaction going on. So I'm I'm seeing how I can integrate my brand uh, of like gaming landmarks to Twitch streaming. Uh,
Very good.
some some games that I want to play, so that I'm not only playing because of leisure. I'm also playing, to have fun with the community, and also possibly make that like a way where I can use my time wisely to make some money through that. Like, but at the end of the day, I want to play games with the community and talk with the community while I'm playing it, and not make it like a singular thing that needs to happen. Of course, those those might happen if I can get like uh, early access to things. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I just want to have more fun with the gaming community, and uh, see where that happens. I also want to see whether I can work with an editor that's looking to get experience, uh, and like making videos like I make them. So yeah, if you know any editors I can work with, let me know. Yeah, but yeah, it's purely uh, out of like experience though. But at the same time, like I don't want to just give them experience. I want to give them perks as well because I only have some type of control on uh, whether I can get them some perks or not. But yeah, like eventually I want to expand even more. But right now, honestly, what I'm thinking about is just experimenting with this trial and seeing how videos are made. I'm making a lot of Mafia content as well as Ghost of Yote content too. And I'm going to see if I have any like initiatives happening by the end of the year. But yeah, I'm kind of on a trial basis
Very
right
good.
now, and I have a lot of things happening, and not a lot of things happening.
It does sound like you've got a lot going on. It sounds like you're incredibly busy. You've got so much planning and coordinating going on, but it all sounds like a learning curve that could lead to other opportunities. So worthwhile, and I'm sure it'll pay off in the end. And wish you the best of luck with that, Arsh. And a massive thank you for
Thanks,
joining us
man.
here today. The ones who came before. So huge thank
Thank you,
you,
thank you.
and hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yeah, man. I'm available.
Where can people find you?
So on X/Twitter, you can find me at AC underscore landmarks. And on game landmarks. And on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, you can find me at gaming landmarks.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Next week, we're joined by Dave Woodward from AC UK. He's a good personal friend of mine, and I'm looking forward to reconnecting with him as it's been a long time since we've done something like this. It's going to be a ton of fun to hopefully see you guys next week. Once again, massive thank you to Arshak for joining us today, and we'll see you soon, Assassins.
See you, Assassins.
Thank you
Right.
very much. Thanks for joining us, mate. It was a ton of fun. I feel like we were very open and honest with a lot of things, especially with the Mirage stuff, even like our thoughts on Shadows. Really, really great to get into as well, because you know obviously there's the whole misconception that community ambassadors can be like shills, or like won't give like honest feedback, but we're like the total opposite of that, where we're like honest and like even like on things like this, but in person with developers. And I know it is like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the best
I've
way.
been called. I've been called a shill before, but I'm like, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm the shill trying to freaking protect um, the brand's image here. You know,
Of course.
uh,
We're fighting for
yeah,
things like modern day, like behind the scenes and stuff. So yeah, it was really cool to really get into that, and especially great timing with the news yesterday, even though it fell on a Saturday morning, not ideal. But yeah, I feel like we've covered it. We'll try and get this one edited and out by probably Wednesday. We normally get out by. So big thank you, Charlie. He's going to be watching it. He's going to be editing it, clipping it. Our guy behind the scenes, the Assassin Lord. So massive thank you. So we're going to end it there, guys, for today. Thanks everyone who watched and donated, and make sure you follow Arshak, AC Landmarks, Gaming Landmarks, and all that he does. He's a very busy man, but there's a ton of things coming out. So keep in touch, Arsh, and let me know how you get on with things, and we'll speak again soon.
yeah. All right, bye, bye,
Take
guys.
care,
Thank you
mate.
so
Thank
much.
you. See you, mate.
Hmm. See ya.